Google Maps and Google Street View were first launched on the 8th of February 2005. Among other things, they effectively allow you to travel to anywhere in the world really, without having to leave your own home. Of course, with something like this, not everything's going to be all happy-go-lucky or friendly or anything like that. Sometimes on Google Maps and Street View you can find some really weird, disturbing, or just downright creepy stuff. And that is exactly what I want to talk about in this video, so I hope you enjoy. Let's start with one that is quite tame, and also one that is quite well known. Located in Tamagawa Aqueduct Greenway in West Tokyo, you can find what seems to be a bunch of people in pigeon masks just standing and staring directly at the camera. Although I don't think that there is a definitive answer for why these people are doing this, it's most likely just a harmless prank played by a bunch of art school students, since there is actually an art school not too far from where they're standing. So as much as I'd like to believe that there's some sort of secret pigeon cult hiding out in Japan, it probably isn't the case really, if we're being honest. This one is particularly weird, not just because of the contents within the image itself, but because of the lack of information that surrounds it. The image, which is presumably a screenshot from Google Maps, shows a baby all alone outside of a Gucci store with not a single person in sight. The thing that is particularly weird about this image is the fact that there's pretty much no information regarding it. Nothing about the parents or why they decided to leave their baby outside of a Gucci store. Nothing. So unless more proof just magically pops out of thin air or something, this screenshot is all that we have of this incident. Much like the baby in front of the Gucci store, this image also has pretty much no information regarding it. I don't think I need to explain why this image is weird. I mean, just look at it. Unless you've been living under a rock for pretty much your entire life, you've probably heard of Chernobyl. For those who somehow don't know, on the 26th of April in 1986, one of the reactors in the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded. This very obviously led to a massive disaster, and its effects are still felt even to this day. Nowadays, it is considered to be relatively safe to visit Chernobyl, which naturally means that Google is going to take their Street View cars and allow users to take a look around the place. It's pretty cool, but still really creepy, knowing full well what took place here. Just as a bit of a heads up, these last two entries cover some more serious topics in regards to missing people. So I just thought I'd warn you. Sometime in August of 2019, some users of Google Maps started reporting what looked like a car in a pond located in Wellington, Florida. Eventually, the police in the area took notice of this situation and decided to try and recover the vehicle from the water. Inside the vehicle were the skeletal remains of William Maltz, who was reported missing in November of 1997 after a night out in the club in Lantana. Of course, they did try to look for him after he went missing, but then he was declared as a cold case as they could not find any information in regards to his whereabouts. It would remain that way for 22 years until he was discovered on Google Maps in 2019, which is kind of crazy to think about really. This man was missing for 2 whole decades, and then some random person on Google Maps just looked in a random pond and found him, which is really just insane to think about. In November of 2020, an 83-year-old woman named Paulette Landrieux was declared missing. This case was particularly odd as there was pretty much no evidence for a while as to where she went or where she was. That was until 2 years later in 2022 when a Google Maps user found what appeared to be the same woman walking over to a neighbour's house. Naturally, the police took notice of this and found Paulette's body in her neighbour's garden, which I don't understand how the neighbours didn't notice that for 2 whole years, but the important thing is that she was found and identified. The thing that I find quite disturbing about this is that someone could just wander on upon this and not realise that they're looking at someone's final moments in life. Really just unsettling. Well, that was quite a sad note to end this video on, but either way I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to give me any advice or criticisms in the comment section below because I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.